All right, started another recording, so I'll reintroduce these guys. This is Carlos Carter breaking, and he is playing against Robert Hall. They qualified for the U.S. Amateur Championship a couple of weeks ago here at Bumpers Billiards in Huntsville, Alabama, and so they're here practicing their U.S. Amateur format play, and I'm practicing my commenting play. Along here with Senior.
Yeah, I'm Carl. They like to call me Senior because of my son, Mello. He's Junior.
Yeah, and he is mellow too, isn't he?
He is mellow.
He's one mellow fellow.
He's playing pretty good pool right now. I wish he could have gotten this far. He played Carlos, and Carlos beat him. That's how he got knocked out. Carlos knocked him out.
Yeah. Yeah, and Carlos took one of the two slots, right? I think there was only two slots here at Bumpers this year. And there was one slot at Six Pockets Billiards in Decatur, a town just a little over from here. And I was trying to win that spot, but David Rowell put me in the loser's bracket, and David Taylor put me out, and David Rowell ended up winning the slot. And he's the 2000 U.S. Amateur Champion. Robert here, that's shooting right now, is the 2001 U.S. Amateur Champion. And Carlos Carter, that is about to shoot, is a couple of years ago, he was runner-up.
Let's see, what's Carlos looking at?
Well,
is he going to try to get in there? He's going to try to get behind the five, I believe.
Yeah, I think he needs to come back over to this side of the table and play the five in the same hole as the four.
And he did a perfect job of it.
And he can drag this over into the eight with a little bit of low left English, and so it should hit the eight, and then he didn't want to hit the eight and then go back into that six like that. And he missed the ball, but he wanted to hit the rail and the eight and then just stay there. You know, it would have stayed right there for the six in the same pocket as the five. Now here's one. He might hit this soft and go half the table, but I would go all the way to this end of the table and back up to the center like that. Because when you hit it soft, it's just bad things happen on that kind of shot. I like to go ahead and let my stroke out a little bit. I don't know if he wants to drag this over and play the nine in the same pocket. He drug it over. But that was the problem, the possibility that you know, if he knocks that nine out, then where he can't play, he's okay. But he almost popped it out there where he couldn't make it.
I think I would have just sat there and shot the nine in the other pocket.
Hit it soft, yeah, with maybe some inside English. Yeah, I know, I might have too. I'd have to look at it and see. He didn't even go down there, but he didn't do that. You know, a lot of people go down to the other end of the table and see how much room they've got and stuff. He didn't ever do that. Or rarely, every now and then he does. But he stands there behind that cue ball, and he can tell what he wants to do, and normally does it very well. So that was the first game, right, of this set. So it's 1-0, Robert, right?
That was the first game.
First game, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1-0, Robert.
Robert's one up
against Carlos Carter at the wonderful Bumpers Billiards of Huntsville, Alabama, where it's you get a $5 wristband, and you can play from the time they open at 3 o'clock until 2 o'clock in the morning for $5.
Where can you go and do that?
Nowhere. I've played
anywhere else. If you got it for $5 an hour, you'd probably doing good. Be doing good.
Well, you can play $5 an hour now too in Decatur. So I mean, up here in North Alabama is just such a wonderful place for serious pool players. I think that might have drifted off a little bit on him. That's the problem with that speed, though. For that long of a shot and that speed, you're relying on the table being absolutely level and there being no bits of chalk in the way or anything like that. People talk about me hitting it firm a lot. I hit balls a lot more firm, and that's why I don't want stuff like that to. My balls don't roll off very much, but balls on the table, Brian.
I would much rather shoot firm and put some control on the cue rather than tiptoe around the table.
Yeah,
sometimes you have to, but if you don't have to, be firm.
Yeah, I agree. No, he'll hit this, I think, with a little bit of outside angle. Oh man, I am really surprised at the way he shot that. Because I felt like he could have hit that with just left English, and he could have hit it with left English and left the 3 sitting right in the hole there.
Yeah.
But he played the carom and made it that way. I think it made the table harder for him. Maybe he's just trying some stuff, different things now.
I couldn't understand it at all.
Boy.
I think he's going to make up for it.
Yeah, he can cut this in the right corner. You can see Carlos studied under Johnny Archer there. He's picking the lint off the table. Hardy har. So he's out from here.
Oh, yeah.
He could get out from. Oh my
wow.
Goodness. As soon, that's the commentator's curse. You're not supposed to do that. If you say somebody's out, that's right when they miss. I was just about, and look at the perfect shape on the 9. But I was just about to say that Carlos could get out from here with his eyes tied behind his back, and then he bobbles the ball in the corner.
I don't think he'll do that when it counts.
Yeah, Brian McDaniel said, "Firm my butt, you hit him hard." Yeah, I guess I do. Okay. Yeah, Brian one time beat me in the first time I ever played him in one pocket. Guess what the score was? We played 2 games, 8-0, 8-0 his way. And I was showing him how to play the game. So, never again. My goodness. These guys normally shoot so much better than that. They just don't miss those shots. So, but Robert said earlier that the table's playing a little goofy today.
These guys are playing like me. They play like they're tired.
Well, they may be. They've been playing a few hours now. Just 3 hours. I mean, when you, as you know, when you play in these tournaments, you got to play a bunch of hours in a day and sit around for even more hours. So this is good.
Good exercise.
Yeah. I have the SeriousPool.com league, and we play one pocket, race to 2, followed by straight pool to 60 points, followed by American rotation, a wonderful new game by Joe Tucker, to 60 points. And that takes us, it's designed to take us 3 to 4 hours on average. And so that's really a lot of fun to play 3 to 4 hours of serious pool once a week with other serious pool players.
And it is serious pool.
Oh, yeah, it is. That was a really nice shot because see, he was jacked up over that 2 ball,
Yes.
and he put that ball. He stayed down on it and he put that one in. It was a very nice shot. He's going to have to be careful on this shot, though. He may flirt with that side pocket. See that? See that? He ran into that 4, but if he'd have been just a little bit to the other side, he could have. You know, if he'd have been this side a little, he could have bumped the 4 and got hooked. And if he'd been a little on the other side, he'd have scratched in the side pocket. So, really tough.
That was that little soft shot again.
Yeah. Yeah, but he plays that way a lot. And that's fine if the table's perfect. But if things are a little goofy, that hitting them really soft will just invite problems.
Brian says I shoot hard instead of firm.
Brian King says that? Oh, Brian.
Yeah, that's what Brian was saying.
I
shoot hard instead of firm, but I can not tiptoe around the table. I just cannot do it. And my shot usually comes up a little short or a little long.
Yeah. I wonder if he can make this 9 now off that 5. Boom. No, he was going. I guess he was going for the. I don't know. I'm not sure what he's going for because he had the 5 going toward the hole. He had the 7 going toward the hole.
I'm telling you, he's playing like he's tired.
Yeah, I think. Well, one thing he said earlier, he's got to go back to work tonight, so he may have that on his mind.
Yes. It's something because he's not playing like himself.
No, he's normally way more consistently good. And put him where you want him, Carlos.
Carlos missed cue.
Yeah. He got pretty doggone lucky on that one, too.
What he was trying to do, I'd like to know.
I think he was banking it for some reason into the 9 ball, trying to. I don't. He's played a few shots that were just loose, you know, not his normal, well thought out, strategic, you know, percentage plays like he normally plays. So I don't know. He's just.
What's the decision on this shot? You think he'll cut it in?
Well, if he does, he's going to send that cue ball down there to rail 7 and scratch in the corner, I think. So, unless he may be, if he's putting he may be spinning around trying to run. See, that's what I was talking about right there. When you mention it, that's
exactly what he did.
That's exactly the shot I saw when trying to cut it in. But I think what he was trying to do there is spin the cue ball off that end rail into the 8 and stop it there. But he ended up still doing this. Anyway, yeah, I think I ought to try to come up with some kind of safety from there because if the 8-9 hadn't been sitting there, I'd have probably tried what he tried. But
now, if Robert does not get out from here, he is tired.
Yeah.
He just that wasn't the best shot for the 6.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. He could have come back out to the center of the table easily and made it in the corner. I think it was easier.
Just bounce off the rail.
Yeah. And that would have been.
Well, he's in the center of the table. He's got a shot at everything.
But you know, one thing you do when you're talking about him being tired. One thing you do when you're tired is your decision making process is not as good. So not only are your muscles not working as well, your line and all that, but your decision making is not as good.
He got tough on that 8.
Yeah.
You know, I think I would have let Carlos shoot that because he's tired too. He's playing like he's tired too.
Yeah. Yeah, they both are. I think they just think we're both over here dogging them out, so it makes them nervous, you know.
You can't dog them out. They play too well.
Yeah, I know.
They play very well.
Yeah.
He opted to break that up,
Yeah.
get the tray out of the way, but it put him in a bad position for the deuce.
It did, but he was almost perfect. You know, if he'd have been a half an inch to the left,
He would have bounced off for that deuce.
It'd have bounced off, hit the rail, bounced off. He'd been right on that 2-ball.
Yeah.
And on a good day, that's the way it happens for him. He hits that kind of shot. It hits it perfect. Bounces out. He gets perfect shape. I don't know how, and it's frustrating when you're playing against him and that keeps happening and happening.
Got a bad break on his safe shot.
But that just kept on rolling and kept on rolling. I know he was trying to hit that rail. I don't know if it curved into the pocket or what, but he would have wanted to hit that side rail and then come in behind that 7. He had the right speed for that to happen, but his line was just slightly off and it went in, I guess, assuming it didn't curve because these tables are pretty level.
Now Carlos has 5 more balls to go. I would think he would get out from here also.
Yeah, he should. He's got a couple of options here. You know, he can baby it and come back out to the center. He can go 2 rails, which is the way I like this, is the way I prefer it.
Yeah. Everything is lined up like ducks in a row.
Yeah. He's just going to draw this one right. Okay, he went to the end rail. He could have gone either way with that one, drawing it back.
Well, there
rail.
were 3 ways: draw, 1 rail or 2 rails.
Yeah. Just whatever felt good for him, and that's the kind of shot too that you can't tell. Oh,
wow.
Yeah, I know that's got to be frustrating for these guys.
It's got to be,
because they just don't normally miss these shots. I know. And the people who know these guys know that they don't normally miss these shots, so it's different. I'd like to shout out to Nathan Boss. He said he loves the commentary. Sounds good, looks good. Yeah, Nathan, thank you very much. But I had an extra camera here, wanting to use it, and every time I turned to that other camera, it would go black on the screen, so I don't know what. I just quit using it.
You did.
And we're using just the overhead camera that Robert put there a couple of years ago, I guess. And I've got this new Sony handy cam, I think it's called. But I've got to buy, in order to use that thing with this setup, I've got to buy a $300 converter for this HDMI cable to go through it and then go into my system. So I may do that, and the quality be good, and we can do some really nice stuff with it. But the good thing about that camera is without all this extra stuff that I've got set up here and all these laptops and sound system gear and board and stuff, I can just plug that camera up and say, connect it to the internet without a laptop or anything, and just tell it to stream, and it streams right to the internet. So it's really nice on its own. Meanwhile, Carlos is doing what he's supposed to do, isn't he?
Yeah.
Running out. So he's got a couple of options here. One is to go around the table, just naturally 3 rails to the center of the table. Well, he didn't go to the center, but so that was.
He got in a tough position.
The other option would have been this little thing where he goes to the side rail and then to the end rail, and with inside English it works his way back. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know.
Yeah. And he's frustrated. But he could have done either of those two, and he just there just, I guess, wasn't enough care put in that 3-rail shot to make sure that he came to the center of the table like he needed to.
That 3-rail shot just was not guaranteed.
Right. And that's why I might have gone with that other shot, because once you spin off that second rail and get it and do you know what I'm talking about, you hit the side rail, then the end rail, and then it spins back to the right.
Back.
And once you do that, you're good. You're good on that next ball inside. It sounds fancy schmancy, but it's really not that difficult.
Yeah. These guys won't play like this when they're practicing with me.
I know they make everything when they're playing us.
I don't get these breaks with them.
No, I don't either.
What's up, Roger? Roger, this.
Got that bike up there, I bet your shoulders are killing you.
My back is killing me.
That is.
I'm trying to wait on Trevor to come back because I might have to take a break in a minute. My back is killing me.
I don't know if Robert miscued on that shot or what. He must have miscued because I know he wanted to pull that back a little bit further.
These guys don't miss those shots playing me.
No, and the shot before that, he was trying to pull it back closer, and I think he might have still been frustrated from that when he shot that shot, and that affected it. You got to feel good over the ball when you shoot in order to play well.
I think they're back. I think they're trying to get back in the swing. Carlos just played a good safe shot.
Let's see. This is the type of shot right here that Robert normally he'll hit it every time, or maybe 9 out of 10 times, and he'll make it 5 out of 10 times. He's just so precise on those shots. It's just uncanny. And a lot of people get up. I do it myself. I've got systems for coming up to figuring out where I need to hit on that first rail to get the cue ball to hit that ball. But Robert doesn't do that. He just looks at it and he goes, "Okay, here's where I need to hit." He can just see it, and I kind of see it too. But then I have these systems to sort of back it up and agree with, is this really where I need to hit it?
I try to know the table,
Yeah.
and I don't think the system works every time. I see guys playing those strong systems. I know you got one, but
That was a good safety there. That was not an accident. He meant to do that right there and leave.
That was no accident, was it?
Not an accident. No.
That was no accident either.
No, and I've been playing. Carlos and I played in tournaments and practiced together 25 or 30 years ago, however long, 25 years ago, 20-something years ago anyway, and he was better back then, but I guess probably better back then than he is now because he played all the time and he works for a living now. But I'd play him, and when I would kick at balls, I would hit the ball, but I wouldn't put him in. I wouldn't hook him, okay? He would hit the ball, and every time he would hit the ball, and he would hook me. So I'm thinking it's an accident on his part, right? So I jokingly said, "Hey, how come every time when I kick at a ball, you get a shot, and when you kick at a ball, I'm safe?" And he said, "Because when I kick at a ball, I'm trying to hit a certain part of that ball. When you kick at a ball, you're just trying to hit the ball."
You're just trying to make a good hit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make a good hit. He's trying to hit a certain part of that ball, and that's what Robert did a moment ago. He had a shot in mind. He wanted to hit a certain part of that ball, and he did just what he meant to and left it behind that pair of balls back there. So what's the score now?
Let me just see. I think it's one apiece. We were talking, and I lost track. I think it's one apiece, though.
Yeah, that was a nice safety there.
A pretty good one.
It's tough to hit this ball, and even if he hits the ball, he's not guaranteed a safety out of it.
Well, he's got to try to hit it head on and just bounce it. Well, he hit it fast. I wouldn't have shot it that fast. That's one of those times I would have shot slow and just pushed it to the rail.
This is a typical 9-ball or rotation type shot. He'll cross this over, send the 1 ball to the end rail, and then back down here around the 8-ball, and he'll put the cue ball over there where the 3 is. No, okay. He didn't like it apparently. He hit the same shot but
He
just not as
didn't
hard.
bring it up table.
Yeah, not as hard as what I was talking about, but he left him a shot in the side. If he shot it the other way, there may have been a reason why he didn't do that. You know, you can see the details about the shots, about the layout when you get down on the table over the ball. So there may have been a reason why he didn't shoot what I was talking about.
I see him shoot that safe shot often, and he always brings the object ball back up to the rail.
Yeah.
He always brings it back up.
There he goes.
That was a good, strong shot.
He didn't get around there, though, did he? Yeah.
Nope.
He needed more draw on that ball, more draw and more left to get it to spin around and get back out here to where he can play it. But he hit the ball really good, as far as making it. He just needed a bit more spin on it.
It went by the 9. If he had touched the 9, he'd have had a perfect safe shot, but it got out of line. I think that's just about perfect for the 6.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that is a perfect angle to come back to the 6. But
to get straight in and jacked up.
He may, if he's not over the 80s, okay.
No, it's not jacked up.
Yeah, so that was easy from there. But he was playing with danger by getting so close to the 8 like that, because if he'd been jacked over the 8, getting on that 7 would have been so much tougher. Okay, that's 2 games to
2-1.
Okay,
yeah.
2-1 Carlos's way. We're at Bumpers Billiards of Huntsville, Alabama, not Texas. And this is Carlos Carter breaking, playing against Robert Hall, one of the owners of Bumpers Billiards. And Robert is the 2001 U.S. Amateur Champion. And he's had several other finishes in the event, and he's won countless other local tournaments. And just all around good player. We play in the one of the American rotation leagues, the one out of here, and he's won we've had 6 sessions now, and he's won he's gotten first place in the American Rotation League in all the sessions except the previous one we played. And that's just pretty strong, because we have some strong players around here.
Very strong players. That was a good
nice
combination.
And it was a 2-way shot, too, because you see where they didn't let us look at it long, but where he left the cue ball and where the 1 was, that Robert wouldn't have had a shot. If the 9 did not fall, Robert was kicking multiple rails at the 1 ball.
Carlos is trying to get away. He's up to 3. Wow. I think he shot at Robert then. That cue ball went straight for him.
Yeah, I was looking at a text. What happened just then?
Carlos broke the balls, and the cue went straight for Robert. He shot right at him.
Yeah, he gets mad at you every now and then. He'll hit that cue ball at you.
I can see a way out.
You know, Robert usually plays with those sunglasses on his head. I wonder if today if he got a new pair of sunglasses and maybe he just doesn't play as well with those sunglasses. Maybe that's the deal. It's not as good with those sunglasses as his normal sunglasses.
I don't see how he can even play with them on his head.
Yeah, I know. Man, I've got trifocal lenses in my glasses, and I look over them. I don't even look through them. So maybe that's why I play so bad. He's in the clear.
He was looking at that 15, so it
Yeah,
looks like it'll probably go by that 6.
Yeah, he's in the clear, but he's still got to be careful with this one.
I don't know if that 15 will go by the 6. He's looking at the 14.
No, it'll go in the corner though. So I think he's got to make the.
He's got to go for the 11 or the 14.
11 in the side looks like what he's going for.
In the side, yeah.
Then he can come around the 14, 3 rails. Or bump into it, one or the other.
He's going to have to change directions now.
Yes,
15 down corner.
Yes, sir. Sure enough.
What would you do for that 14?
Well,
2 rails or bounce off the rail 1 rail?
I would probably suck it 2 rails into this
2 rails
into this corner and around. But the only problem with that is and he looked at that just then. I think you bring that side pocket in play coming off these. When you bring it into these 2 rails, it might come close to scratching in that side pocket. So he'd probably go straight across. No, he sucked it around like what I was talking about. But he ran into the point there, so it stopped him. If he'd have been a smidgen further over, it would have been perfect.
Even if he plays this shot, there's no shot on the 8.
Yeah, I think he's
unless
got it in the corner.
you think it'll go down the corner.
Yeah, I've got a little bit better angle.
Now you know he's got to make this.
Yeah, but he'll stay down and just come through, and I expect him to miss it. No, I expected him to make it.
I would really hate to miss that shot.
It was a tough shot, but normally he just puts it right on in there. He's just a little off today.
If he gets behind it, he didn't even try. I would have tried to get behind that 4 and 5.
I think he can do that now.
With the deuce.
Come off the end rail and be on.
He had so many options.
Yeah.
He didn't settle for it then.
No. I don't understand why, because the other 2 balls are really easy, and now
that's a little out of line, don't you think?
It is, but you can draw it. You can draw it to the end rail and then back out. He didn't. No, I don't know. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's not making the choices that I think he normally makes.
I think he made some bad choices that time.
Yeah. So now it's 6.
I don't like to see him play like that because he doesn't play like that with me.
No, he doesn't normally play like that with anybody. So I don't know if he's just taking some different shots for some reason we're not aware of or what. But what I was about to say is that he could have pocketed that ball in the side, and with a little bit of draw left, it goes to the end rail and it comes out right in line for either of those 2 balls that were together in the corner pocket. It was just a pretty easy shot, really, for a established player. So now Robert's on the heel, and Carlos needs 4 more.
Yeah, I was saying Robert was at 2 at one time, but Robert's on the heel.
One thing I failed to mention.
I lost track of Robert.
Robert's on the heel with 6. One thing I failed to mention earlier is one thing that makes that second place finish even that Carlos had a couple of years ago was that that second place finish was to a 3-time champion, U.S. amateur champion, Brian Parks. And I think the match was pretty close too. So Carlos is a very fine player. Both of these guys are, and Robert is about to finish him out right here.
Once again, he's got to make this. He missed that ball, and Carlos has the upper hand for sure. He can go from here for sure.
This is stop pretty. Oh, no, he got a little off angle there, I think. No, he's okay. Okay, so
wow.
It's like he didn't finish his stroke that time. Robert's giving that one to him.
Yeah.
He just didn't even finish his stroke.
I think he gave it to him when he walked by.
Oh, okay. All right, so
he walked by him, and I think he gave it to him then.
Yeah. So that makes it 6-4 Robert's way with Carlos breaking.
6-4 now. I was about to say that's the Carlos I know.
Yeah.
Until he jammed the ball up in the pocket.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do this again sometime when they're really playing sharp, and that'll be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I'm gonna have to take another quick break, and I'll be right back. That's the problem with that side break. Sometimes as it does that, it goes to the side rail and then into the corner. I'll be right back.
Okay. Robert's got one ball that's in a bad position, and it's the 5, and it's not a very bad position. He's going for it now. He's going to get it out of the way. He got hit by the 9. He can still make that ball, but he's not exactly where he wanted to be. He's not going to shoot at it. I think I would catch the rail and make that 5 and get it out of the way. He's going to shoot at the 4. It's just as tough a shot for the 4 jacked up like he is as it would be to play that 5 off the cue off the rail. He took a chance on getting back over there for that 5 again. He's looking at that 5 off the rail. That's the shot he needed. That's the shot he needed to get out of the way. Needs to hit this one pretty good so he doesn't let the 8 ball have him hit. Bounce out in the middle of the table, he'll be safe. He got right by the 8 like he wanted to, but any slower he would have been right behind the 8. That was a good run. That was a good run.
Yep. All right.
They're calling it quits.
Yeah. All right. So they got tuckered out before we did. That's pretty good. so that's Robert Hall and Carlos Carter at Bumpers Billiards of Huntsville. We enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Thanks for commentating with me. I really appreciate that, Carl.
And I enjoyed it.
It was fun.
I
We'll have to
enjoyed
do
it
it
very
again.
much.
So Robert won 7-4 in the U.S. Amateur format practice round. See you guys later. I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to stop the broadcast, and thank you all for watching. See you.